and you will enjoy it. I will share in your WhatsApp group. Now, aspiration, as we said, extra puff of air. So I am not saying pat, but I am saying pat. I am not saying tub, but I am saying tub. I am not saying cope, but I am saying cope. So this is extra puff. Extra puff, uh, like this extra puff you include. Then unreleased stop, they are again voiceless plosives, voiceless stops, but they come in the last. Pa, ta, ka. So they come in the last, and uh, when your lips are quite closed for a moment, fine. So they are not released. They are unreleased for a very millisecond. Liquids, we have discussed two qualities, la and ra, and we discussed different types of la. Clear la is la, and dark la is l. So this is a difference between. So generally, when a word ends with the final L sound, generally all those words are dark la. For example, thrill, 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 thrill. So this L last is like L. It's not la. So thrill, like this. And if it is leak, then it is clear la, leak. So word initially, letter or sound la is clear, and word end, word finally, it is dark. Or when it is with a velar sound, like you have a word, um, let's say milk. So la and ka, they are coming together, and as you know that two sounds, if they come together, they influence each other. Similarly, if you have a company of good friends, then you will become good. If you have a company of bad friends, then you will become bad. So similarly, it happens with sound as well, that the company of each other influences the each other sounds. Different variety of ra we have also discussed, like different types of variety we have. If we need to pronounce the word butter, we can pronounce it very clearly, butter, but there are certain dialects in English language, they will say butter, 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 bitter. So you will find it strange that who pronounce like this. But like, first of all, we hear the pronunciation of Indian people, and we and like we are very much relied upon the pronunciation that we have of Hollywood, in Hollywood movies. So most of the time we do not notice this, but actually certain dialects, they pronounce bitter in place of bitter, or butter in place of butter. So these varieties are very much there. You need to know that different pronunciations are there, and generally we don't use single word in communication. We use either a phrase or a sentence, or in the utterance. So that's why many times we do not focus on individual words and their pronunciation. But when we closely analyze and listen to these pronunciations, then we can find, okay, this pronunciation is somewhat different from my pronunciation, or the pronunciation that I hear all the time. We have also discussed that why liquids, they are called liquids, uh, because the air passes, particularly in lateral sound, the air passes through the sides of your tongue. So that's why they are called lateral sounds. Now, two more things that we have discussed: syllabic, liquid, and nasal. So as we know that liquids and nasals are more sonorous. Now here the meaning of sonorous is loud. They are more loud than other consonant. So they are more loud, and we know that generally vowels are the loudest. Once there is a word and the vowel is the loudest, then rest of the consonant. But even if we compare consonant sounds, then we find that liquids and nasals ma, na, and anga, and liquids la and ra. and the varieties of la and ra. So these are loud than other consonants, and because of that particular reason, sometimes they function as a syllabi. That means they don't require a vowel. For example, there is a word like bottle. Now, when I pronounce the word bottle, it's a bottle, bisyllabic word, bottle. So when I say bo, then there is a consonant b and there is a vowel sound o, bo, and tu, 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 tu. So t and la. There is no vowel. Bottle, bottle. Similarly, button, button, button. Turner is so quickly. Turner, button, button, turn, turn, turn. Similarly, funnel, 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 funnel. Like there is a word like film, film. When you say film, then f is the consonant, e is your vowel, fi, and la and ma is so quick. Film, film. So la and ma, they are becoming the syllabic, syllabic nasal, syllabic liquid, la and ma. So again, funnel, the last two, na and la sound, they are syllabic liquid and syllabic nasal. Fine. Similarly in bottle, similarly in hidden, hidden. So there is, because I also studied at Hyderabad in Central Institute of English and Foreign Languages. Now it is known as English and Foreign Language University. So the pronunciation of Malayali people, those who speak Malayalam. So I used to say film, and I hope that you also pronounce film, but they used to say film, film. So what is this? What is the difference between film and film? The last part, lama, is very close when I say but they say lam, film, film, film. So they are inserting one vowel sound in order to make it more easy to pronounce. Because many people, they can't pronounce film, they will say film. Even if you listen to many Dogri people's pronunciation, then they won't be able to say film, they will say film. So why this is? They are inserting one vowel sound in between la and ma sound. But that is not the case with all these speakers, because we have learned how to pronounce English properly. So that is not the case with us. But still, if someone is pronouncing film, then you can understand that why that person is pronouncing film and not film. Fine, because it is because of the mother tongue influence. My mother tongue is Hindi, your mother tongue is Dogri. So though you have a formal education, there is a possibility that you are convent educated. Then if you are convent educated, then possibility is that your pronunciation is better than the regular one. But that is not always the case. But still we believe that someone who is properly convent educated, that person has good communication skills, particularly in English. Uh, spoken skills are good, but I'm not sure whether writing skills are also good or not. But that is again like fur and ter, they are coming together. Lift, lift. When we say lift, but they are not creating a syllabic liquid, and you know why? Because only nasals and liquids, they are more sonorous than the consonant. And when it comes to lift, the final sounds are f and t, and f is your fricative, t is your stop. So that's why they are not creating syllabic, they are not becoming the part of a syllable. Pill, similarly pill, again the pill is not the part of syllabic liquid. Here you have. Then glides are, uh, as I discussed previously, that there is a word like glider, and there is an object like glider, and you use glider to move from one place to another. And the glide is similarly those sounds where you have a little movement of your tongue. For example, when you say yeah, so you say yeah and yeah, Yeah. And if you say very slowly yeah, then you can feel that my tongue is also moving a little. Yeah. So yeah is your palatal because the tongue moves like this and touches the or near the palate area as in yes. Fine. So this is the roof of your mouth and roof of your mouth is your palate and your tongue is like this and now it's bent and it's become like this when you say yeah. Yeah. Fine. And you have two qualities of v sound. Now, v sound, they are also velar and they are also glide because when you say then again there is a glide v and v, and this sound is produced because the back part of the tongue is used when you say v. So you have one v as in wet and another v is voiceless. Fine. So when can it be voiceless? When it is coming with her sound, as in what or as in when. Only then this ver sound will be voiceless, and you know how to write it. So you need to inverse. You need to inverse the this sound, that the W, and the inverse W is the symbol for voiceless. So let's say if I write 5 words, let's say when is one word, then wait is another word, then wit is another word, and let's say while is another word. And if I underline the W, then I will ask you that which type of symbol you will use. So remember, when this W is coming with H, then only it is voiceless. Otherwise, it is always voiced. Fine. So this is the distinction of glottis that you need to make. Now we'll move further, and we already discussed the definition of phonetics. That phonetics is the scientific study of human speech sounds. Now there is a division. There is a division, and we have 3 types of phonetics. One type of phonetics is articulatory phonetics. So what we are doing now, we are doing the articulatory phonetics. We are learning the nature of particular sound, the characteristics of particular sound, how individual sound is produced. That is the the mechanism. That is the articulation. We are learning how to articulate individual sounds correctly. At the same time, we are also learning how to utter the correct pronunciation. So that is the part of articulatory phonetics. And uh, in in a phrase, you can learn articulatory phonetics deals with the mechanism of speech production. So this is a very short, brief, precise definition that what is articulatory phonetics. It deals with mechanism of speech production. Then acoustics. Acoustic phonetics is the physics of sound. You all know what is physics. So physics deals with physical object and their motion. Fine. So physical properties of sound waves we study, and we study this in acoustic phonetics. So you can see a figure of a graph. Now what is this graph? This is actually the production of your sound. So there is a software titled Praat, Praat. You can download it freely from Google. You type on Google Praat and you will get a link from where you can download it freely. So what you can do on Praat, when you say something, you can record it and you can see the frequency. These frequency, you can see, like, even for a little sound, these frequencies are there. So in acoustic phonetics, we deal with physical properties of sound waves. So in this course, we are not dealing with acoustic phonetics. We will only concentrate on articulatory phonetics. But someone who wants to do or who wants to just know how am I producing and what are the physical properties of my sound, then you can download Praat software in your system, and very well you can observe these things. Then you have this auditory. So when we deal with articulatory, then obviously we are dealing with auditory, because when we say something, we have this facility that we can hear it also. So it is also the case that sometimes when we pronounce a word wrongly, then we know that we have pronounced it wrong, and immediately we produce the correct pronunciation if we know it. So articulatory and auditory, they are complementary, and they are side by side with each other. But when it comes to acoustics, then acoustic is basically related to the lab, because you need a system, you need to observe the frequency that are there in the sound, and then you need to study what type of frequency, what type of sound waves do we have for individual sounds, or when you produce the sounds. So even a single word is pronounced by two persons, then you will find that the physical property of the same word, of same type of production, will be different, little bit different you will find. So this is how you can study the physical properties of sound waves. So these are three branches of phonetics, and but we will be dealing with articulatory in this course. Now, one terminology that you need to learn now, that is phoneme. Now, what is phoneme? Phoneme is the minimal meaningful sound unit of a language which occurs in contrast with other sounds in a language. Now, what does it mean? Minimal meaningful sound unit of a language. For example, if I say p, and you may cross question that what is the meaning of p, but now you know what is the meaning of p. The meaning of p is bilabial, the meaning of p is stop or plosive, and meaning of p is voiceless. So the assignment first that you have submitted me, it is not only for the submission, it is not only for the sake of assignment, but also you need to learn the three term label for each sound as well. So when I say ma, then ma is voiced, bilabial, nasal. That thing must be there on your tip of the tongue. So you need to learn the three term labels for each sound. That is your work. So you start it now if you have not started it yet, because by the end of the day, if there is a viva, then I will ask you online such type of questions promptly, so it would be easy for you to answer it quickly. So that type of viva we will do, and I will categorize you in different slots, and I will ask you different type of questions. For example, I will raise a question, what is phonetics? So you need to look here and you need to answer. I will ask, okay, tell me something about s sound, then you need to tell me what is s sound. So for that purpose, that information is important, and you need to learn those things by heart. So minimal meaningful sound unit of a language. Per is a minimal meaningful sound unit. One such sound, because we know in English we have 44 sounds, and in 44 sounds we have vowels as well as consonant sounds. So these sounds are there, minimal meaningful sounds are there, and when we call, they occur in contrast with each other. What do we mean by they occur in contrast with each other? So we will see, like I have a word like sit. There are three letters S, I, and T. S, I, and T. So I have these three letters, and I have three sounds like S, E, and T. Now, S, E, and T, they are occurring in contrast with each other. That's why you can make a difference. That S is a different sound, E is a different sound, T is a different sound. So you can make this difference like this, and likewise for other sounds as well. So this is for the day, and I stop here, and